field litter today. Right now, this is what I have to deal with. Hopefully it kind of calms down later on and just becomes a little bit less immensely wet. Still, I mean, it's the Pacific Northwest and it's rainforest for a reason. Alright, well, finally got to the site. It's a pretty long drive out to this area. I'm gonna be heading out a little bit early, so a little bit less filming than I otherwise normally would do, because there's a pretty sizable section of vegetation to clear. It's like kind of a mile-long decommissioned road and lots of vegetation to go around and cut and stuff like that. But the good news is that in previous years they've had spotted owls at the site. You know, for obvious reasons, I can't really say where this is, but I'm hopeful that I might end up getting a detection here. There's never any guarantee. Some of the owls will come and go from different spots, and they may or may not be responsive, particularly since it's been wet for the last day, but it still should be fun. I'm gonna get my stuff together and start cutting out vegetation just to make the hike in as easy as possible. It's sunny out. Considering how gnarly the weather's been the last several days, feels really good to have blue skies, and should be able to finish off the last of the spotted owl points today. Significantly easier if we have a kind of day's worth of drying. It's kind of a funny thing because on the one hand, when you work out in the Pacific Northwest, you come to really appreciate times that you have an open sky, an open canopy, and the ability to just soak in the kind of blue sunlight when it comes. On the other hand, because this place is coastal rainforest, a lot of times the reason that you have these open canopies and blue skies is that the area has been clear cut, all the trees have been removed, and as a consequence you then have all that open space. And it's just such a mixed bag, because on the one hand, I love sunlight. It always just feels so good to just soak myself in it, and just, it tends to brighten me up and it always feels good. But then you kind of look at the disappeared remnants of these sections of forest, and then you see this kind of stark absence of the nature and character of the place, and you almost get the feeling of walking through some ruins or something. So it's really interesting. There's a very nuanced kind of beauty that way. I really love looking at animal tracks and thinking about the creatures that passed by and what was happening in those individual moments. It's one of the reasons I really love working with camera traps, for instance, where a digital camera will record wildlife and other animals that walk by. So out here in this area, we've got elk tracks and deer tracks and all sorts of critters. There was a set of coyote prints on this little sand hill that I did some filming and photography on that I was going to show you all, but I ended up accidentally disintegrating them by not looking carefully and stepping on them on the way up to a different plant. So unfortunately, no coyote tracks for y'all today, but it's so cool to see these remnants of these animals and the signs of their passing, and just giving me a brief glimpse into the life that they're living at the time. And you can see them walking through this area on a very muddy day. Listen to that. Got a pair of frogs calling to each other. Swainson's thrush up there. I just love the sounds of the evening when the night is coming closer, which is when I start the owl surveys. Anyway, with those calls, I think that's going to be it for today's video. Really am glad to have this new camera and start to explore nature in this more beautiful way that just captures all of these amazing colors and details and stuff like that. So it's really been just a really fun time making this particular vlog entry. For those of you who are new to Wanderlust and haven't subscribed here, now is the time to do so. And until next time, everyone, wander and wonder. Hope you're well.